Hey there, welcome to day 1246 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of business. And then in 2021, a little bit back and forth. Decided that I didn't want to just stay solely online. A lot of my interests and a lot of what I think the world needs are offline businesses. So I'm dabbling back in those again because that's where most of my experience is anyway. And it's fun. I like to do things that are fun. So today, getting back to my normal routine for the summer. For the summer, I'm going to be hanging out with my 6-year-old granddaughter during the week and doing my regular things. So schedule a little bit messed up, but for the last couple of weeks, been taking care of my 4-month-old granddaughter as well as a few hours a day with my 6-year-old granddaughter because she had swimming lessons in summer school, and so my amazing youngest sister Betsy was helping by driving her around to all those places because I haven't driven for the last couple of years. I have vision challenges. I don't know. Sometimes I mention it, sometimes I don't, but that just means I'm not allowed to drive anymore. And so when it comes to having to run her around, if her dad's not around, then I have to find other people that will help me do that. So that's what we did. But the parents are home from Alaska, and I am breathing a sigh of relief because it's a lot of responsibility. I realize now why we have our children when we're younger, because we have a heck of a lot more energy. I like to think I still have energy. I just don't have that much run around physical energy, which reminded me and definitely brought home the wisdom and the knowledge and the idea that I need to take better care of myself and get back to having all the energy I need so that I can run around and keep up with my granddaughters. Our challenge today for our annual challenge, the 365-day challenge, to do one thing every day that centers us, was about self-knowledge. This whole year is pretty much about getting to know ourselves and understand what makes us tick and what makes us feel better. But it's about self-knowledge being the beginning of self-improvement. So today we're sharing a way that we improve by understanding ourselves better. Well, since we've already done 178 days of it, we understand ourselves a whole lot better than we did at the beginning of the year, which has all been little tiny baby steps to increase our self-knowledge, our feeling of centeredness, our feeling of we're actually on the right path for us. We're doing the things that make us feel better and show up in the world as a better human being or a better version of ourselves. So that was our annual challenge today. Our Supersize Your Business challenge, which isn't really a challenge. I like the word challenge, obviously. I use it a lot, and I do a lot of challenges. I've lost track of. I'm going to count out before the next 30-day Get Up and Go challenge in August. August 1st, we'll start the next 30-plus day free Get Up and Go challenge. And I'm gonna try to tally up and figure out how many challenges have I done in my life, because my sister was teasing me the other day and she said, "You're always doing a challenge. Everything has to be a challenge with you." And I'm like, yep, it does. It works for me to challenge myself, to set a goal, set a commitment, make a commitment to myself, and then figure out how I'm going to make that become a reality. And so I've done that ever since I was a little girl, and I still continue to do that in my business and in my life and in all areas and aspects of my life. So I'll have to tally up how many I've done, but it's been so many that I've totally lost count of. Now, for Supersize Your Business, I share an idiom every day. An expression, an idiom is just an expression that means something different when the words are put together than when the words are taken individually. Now, today's was to balance the books, which is an accounting term. Actually dates back to the late 1500s, which I think is fascinating. But I guess people have always been doing checks and balances and accounting and adding up and tallying up their resources and their money, mostly their money back then. And all it is keeping score, keeping an eye on our current situation, our results. What do we have coming in? What do we have going out? What are our debits? What are our credits? What are our assets? What are our liabilities? And where are we in conjunction with those? Now, got me going down the rabbit hole, of course, which I tend to do, about balance and a balanced life. You know, there's the 7, and this year I'm doing 9 areas and aspects of my life, which I haven't talked about for, days now, at least a couple of weeks. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, and then I added communication and confidence this year. Those areas and aspects of our life, we need to have not absolute balance. Balance to me doesn't mean that equal, doesn't mean everything is fair and every area and aspect of our life gets the equal amount of attention and resources. Now, I think attention is our number one personal resource, or energy, and I'm not putting the same amount over the last couple of weeks, especially. I'm not putting the same amount of emphasis or energy into my financial or my physical or probably my spiritual areas and aspects of my life while I was taking care of my granddaughter. I was mostly focused on relationships. So relationship was way out of balance versus the other areas and aspects of my life. Why? Because that's my priority. That was what it was important to me in any given moment. The point I try to make with everybody, and I learned this the hard way, was that we can't absolutely positively ignore for an extended period of time any area or aspect of our life, or it'll get our attention, or we'll find a way to get into trouble. The biggest one that I think, and I have found people ignore, is our physical well-being. And that is the one that will do the most to get your attention. If you don't pay attention to your health and your life and your well-being, it will get your attention at some point in your life. I don't know anyone that has just lived paying zero attention to their physical well-being that hasn't faced a challenge because of that. If you're not paying enough attention to any area or aspect of your life, something will happen, and you will pay attention to that. Whether it's your relationships, I wasn't paying enough attention to my relationships, and I'm divorced. I wasn't paying enough to my physical well-being and health, and I had a sudden cardiac arrest. And so we learn those lessons along the way. So that's what I'm working on. I have got to go gung-ho for the next couple of weeks to catch up on everything I didn't do the last couple of weeks, which is easy and possible for me, because guess what? I make my own schedule. I make my own balance. I create and do the things that I want to do. I participate in the things that I want. I set my own agenda, and that makes it possible for me to do things like say, I'm going to clear my schedule and hang out with my granddaughter, which how could you not do that? I mean, what an incredibly amazing experience I got because I said yes to something. Now, not all things will turn out that way, but this one happened to. I got to bond with my amazing little granddaughter, and nothing will change that we are buddies now, and she will know for the rest of her life that I am one of her people. I am her person. So that's what I've been working on. A whole lot of stuff coming down the pipe. Thinking about and working with some people on a summit. Doing something with some writing, as well as a different approach to the Get Up and Go Challenge in August. August 1st, I've got a couple of things in the works for that. Of course, we'll do the free 30-day Get Up and Go Challenge, which I've done. This will be number 8, I believe. 8 or 9. I think it's 8. I want to say 8 or 9, but I think it's 8. I think I thought last was 8, but it was really only the 7th time I'd done it. So, you know what? When you do something often enough, sometimes you lose track. But everyone is different. Everyone gets better and better and better, because that's my own personal goal, is to make sure that I'm continually improving everything that I do. So if I can help you in any way, if you're struggling with something, if you don't know what to do next, hit me up and ask in the questions below. I always say I might not know the answer, but I guarantee I can hook you up with a person that will be able to help you, or to help you get to the next step. We always think we have to know all of the steps to get what we want, but the truth is we only need to know and then be willing to take that next step. And it doesn't have to be the be-all and end-all step. It just has to be a step that gets us into motion, that creates momentum, that gets us moving in the direction that we want to go. Have an absolutely amazing day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.